All right, today we are going to be starting dividing decimals by decimals. This is lesson 8 in your Glencoe book, page 239. If you're not there, please make sure you get there now. We are doing decimals by decimals, so our objective is I can multiply decimals by decimals. All right, we are going to start on page 239, and we're going to be looking at our real world link. They like to have us do this so that we can understand how the real world involves mathematics. Okay, so it's to help you better understand. All right, and it says an art studio has 36 gallons of acrylic paint. So think of a gallon of milk times 36. They separate into 9 containers. How many gallons are there in each container? So over here it shows us 36 divided by 9. And what would our quotient be? The quotient is also the answer to a division problem. Right, that would be 4. Okay, so they want us to use the division problem to find patterns and complete tables below. Then use these patterns to describe dividends, divisors, and quotients. So below it gives us this first example, and it talks about the division problem being 36 divided by 0.9, and our answer was 40. 36 divided by 0.09, our answer is 400. 36 divided by 0.009, our answer is 4,000. So what do you think this last one's going to be? 36 divided by 0.0009. 40,000. So what do you notice about how we go further to the left? What do you notice about this one? Good. So each time the divisor moves one place to the left, when the divisor moves one place left, the quotient moves one place to the right. That was a horrible H. To the right. So when the divisor moves one place left, the quotient moves one place to the right. All right, pause if you need to. I am moving on. Second column gives us 3.6 divided by 9, and you get 0.4. 0.36 divided by 9, you get 0.04. 0.036, you get divided by 9, you get 0.004. So what do you think the last one's going to be? 0.0036 divided by 9. Right, you're just adding another 0 and going one more place to the left. So for this one, the decimal point of the dividend and quotient move one place to the left each time. The decimal and the dividend and quotient move one place to the left each time. All right, again, pause if you need to. The last grouping, 3.6 divided by 0.9 is 4. 0.36 divided by 0.09 is 4. 0.036 divided by 0.009 is 4. 0.0036 divided by what? Right, add another 0. 0.0009 is going to equal 4. So, if the dividend and divisor move one place, each time, the answer is the same. If the dividend and divisor move one place to the left each time, the answer is the same. All right, 4, what mathematical practices did we use? I think for this one we are making use of structure. Trying to figure out what happens when one place moves versus if the dividend moves, what the quotient happens. If the divisor moves, what happens to the quotient. If the dividend and divisor moves, what happens to the quotient. So these are notes that you will need when you're doing decimals by decimals. It's going to help you understand where that decimal needs to be if one or the other does move. All right, if you need to pause, do so. I am moving on to the next side, which is dividing decimals by decimals. I didn't realize my marker was going to bleed through when I did this. I'm going to grab a pencil. All right, dividing decimals by decimals. When we do this, we're going to change the divisor into a whole number. So this outside number here is going to change into a whole number. Just makes it a lot easier for us to divide. It's too hard to try and figure out how much a decimal goes into a decimal. If we can make one into a whole number, it makes our lives a lot easier. Then we just divide like we have a whole number. Okay? So the example that they give us shows us, and I'm going to bring up my book since this bled through here for a minute, so I'm going to change things out for a second. Here we go. All right. The example that it gives us is 1.71 divided by 0.9. You can estimate it and get an idea of about what it would be. 2 divided by 1, because 1.71 is really close to 2. And 0.9 is really close to 1. And then that'll give us an idea if we're right or not. So then here it shows us if we move over one place here, if we move over one place here, it's the same number. It works out to be the same answer. So now you have 9 divided by 17.1. Then you just bring that decimal straight up and divide like normal. And they show you how they did that right over here. So they just brought their decimal straight up, divided like normal. 9 went into 17 once. They subtracted off, got 8, brought it down to 1. 9 went into 81 9 times, and they had 0 for an answer. So the answer was 1.9. You don't have to move a decimal back. You don't have to do anything. As long as you do the same on the outside as you do on the inside, then you're okay. And 1.9 is really close to our estimation of 2, so that tells us that we are correct. All right, I'm going to try and move my book up here for a second. All right, when we talk about, give it a second to focus, 0.6 divided by 2.64, we're going to multiply 0.6 by 10 to make it a whole number. Every time you multiply by 10, it's just moving the decimal place. So we multiply by 10 here, we multiply by 10 here, and that moves them both over. So you're going to multiply the dividend, 2.64, by that same power of 10. Again, multiplying by 10 just moves the decimal place one spot over. So then it shows us right down here, we move the decimal place, and we multiply it like normal. So 6 goes into 2, it doesn't. But it goes into 26 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. We subtract it off because we gave it away. We have 2 left over. Bring down the 4. That's a bad arrow. 24. 6 goes into 24 4 times. Subtract 24 and you have 0. So again, we just brought this decimal straight up. That's all we had to do. So 2.64 divided by 0.6 is 4.4. Compared to the estimate, is this quotient reasonable? Yes. All right, I want you to try the got it's on your own down here, and I'm going to be giving you the answers to those in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you did them correctly, 5.4 divided by 1.7, you would have gotten an answer of 32. 32. Letter B, 8.424 divided by 0.36, you would have gotten 23.4. And the last one, 0.0063 divided by 0.007, you would have gotten 0.9. Again, for that letter C, you had to move over all those decimal places. What you do on the outside, you do on the inside, and that will let you know that you're doing okay. All right, stay tuned for part 2 of putting zeros in the quotient and dividend. That is where we're going to be at next. So hold on, go on to the next video, on to part 2.